Is technology the problem, or are we the problem? I've been bothered by this for a really long time. You go on a bus or a train, some kind of social setting, and environments where you would think people would be talking with one another, engaging, wanting to get to know somebody better, maybe at a wedding or some kind of event, networking event even, and people have their phones out. They're so busy with it, checking, looking, texting, you name it. And it just seems that we've lost this fundamental element of humanity. And I thought that really it's our phones to blame. They're just absolutely at the center of all of our problems in this regard. And we're raising kids who just don't know what it's like to be social. And woe is us. And yet at the same time, I see these pictures of people in their 20s and 30s. People in the 20s and 30s who are on trains, who are on buses, and they're all sitting there with their newspapers, and everybody's just reading to themselves, and nobody's talking, standing outside, waiting for work to open up, reading their newspapers. And so it made me think that, technology may be the new version of the same issue, but it's an issue that probably has lasted for a really long time. The issue is not the technology, the issue is us. We need to decide how we're going to interact with each other, how we're going to show up when we have opportunities to engage, and whether or not we're going to actually do so. And I think that this is really an important topic because we try very hard to engage socially and be present online and share great content, and that's fantastic. But what is it like to actually engage with someone directly? And is that something that we are proactively seeking and taking advantage of? And it doesn't always have to be scheduled. It doesn't always have to be something that you go into the conversation knowing that you're going to try to network or you're going to try to meet and understand the other person's business. Sometimes the greatest connections, sometimes the greatest opportunities come from just a side conversation. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Getting curious about somebody else. And that leads to the next opportunity, that leads to the next referral, that leads to the next relationship. And really, as much as we are moving further and further into the space of AI and the space of the 21st century and all the technologies and trying to catch up with the Jetsons, so to speak, and eventually live in that type of reality, the bottom line is we will never replace the human connection. And the more that we remember that our phones and all of our technology they're great tools. There's no question about it. We can get a lot done with them. But if we remember that ultimately what really matters most are the human connections that we make, and then seek to find opportunities on a regular basis to talk, to make eye contact, to get curious and ask questions about other people, and then make mental notes of it so that you could circle back at later points and deepen your conversations. You sit down next to someone on a bus or a train, even if they have their phones out already and they don't look interested in you, say hello, ask a question, greet them, be curious, be interested. You'd be shocked, amazed, and frankly delighted to see what the outcome could be.